we got a game at 5:30 tomorrow, no shoot around. So it just turned into a Laker prep day. So we basically had our shoot around, meaning scouting prep, and had a lot of guys who played a lot of minutes, and we just came back from the East Coast, so it seemed like a good day for them to get off their feet. And then the guys who didn't play as much last night, they got their work in.
How's Clay doing?
Excuse me?
Clay
was not here today. He's still sick, but we'll see how he's doing tomorrow.
Was there a little film session of the last game and then preparing for the next game? It's one of those turn the page kind of days?
Yeah, you learn from your mistakes, your losses. So we did watch some clips from last night, and turn the page and watch some Laker highlights and matchups and go from there. It's the NBA and move on.
Steve, so is Clay game time decision tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Questionable. Day to day.
Steve, what went into the decision to start playing music at practice when you first got here?
It was Pete Kerr. I watched their training camp in Seattle a couple months before our first practice, and he was blasting music at their practice, and I just liked it. I liked the vibe of it, and I could see the benefits. And it took us a little while to actually do it because we had a lot to install when we first got here. But once we were able to install our offense and defensive styles and systems, whatever you want to call them, we started to incorporate it more and more.
How's Robinson been as your DJ, your in-house DJ?
The lid's good. Yeah, and last year it was James Laughlin, and you got to have young guys. Otherwise, guys like me are going to play Hall & Oates or something. Players are going to be like, what's this?
Have you discovered any new artists or any new rappers that you...
I have. I couldn't tell you who they are, but I've discovered them based on what we listen to every day. But no, it's fun because we always try to have a theme, depending on what city we're in or maybe something that's going on politically or socially. And these guys do a good job of tying it all together.
How are things for Drelko right now? Just had another baby. I think he's going through a little sickness, and then just with you guys, where he is in the rotation and minutes.
Yeah, well, he with DeMarcus's return, it affected Jonas the most out of anybody on the team, and he knew that was coming. We've talked about it. Talked about it before we signed him. We talked about it during the season. And that's one of the reasons Jonas is so valuable. He understands the circumstances. He gets the league. So he'll be ready when his number is called upon. And I know we can count on him. It's not easy being in that role, but that's the role.
Do you see scenarios where you could use him aside from maybe somebody being out, which would mean you would need an extra guy?
Yeah, definitely. More matchup based, and there will definitely be matchups and circumstances where we need him, and we'll put him out there. Obviously, with the baby being born a couple days ago, and him missing the last 6 days of that trip, it's put him a little bit behind. But these things always have a way of kind of coming back around.
What kind of family culture do you want to have here? That family members, children, they're allowed on the road, but take the time you need. If you have a child, Sean's wife will do soon. Just all of the things that happen off the court to have a good culture.
Yeah, I mean it's just real life. We have practice in here, but you want guys to enjoy this time with the Warriors, and you want their families to enjoy it too. I have great memories of my kids coming into the practice facility in Chicago and on an off day, and I'm getting a workout in and they're running around, chasing a ball around or whatever, or maybe going on the team plane on a road trip in San Antonio. Good memory, a lot of good memories. So I want that for our team, and it's a good balance. It's a good reminder of what's truly important and what's your job, and if you can tie those things together, I think it can be powerful.
Facing the Lakers tomorrow, what would you like your team? Are there some key points to focus on? Is it back to the simple things as far as taking care of the basketball? What do you see?
We just need to bounce back. Last night was a tough loss, but we've been in a good place for the last few weeks, and just got to bounce back and play better. I thought we got a little scattered last night at both ends of the floor, but I give Philadelphia a lot of credit. They played a physical game. They played a great game defensively, and they earned it. So tomorrow's just about bouncing back and getting back to playing the way we've played over the last couple of weeks.
Overall, your turnover numbers this season, specifically the past month or so, have been really good. Mm-hmm. What have been your thoughts there? I know that's something you're always harping on.
We've been great over the last month or so, and Steph got a little out of sorts last night. I think he had 5 or 6, and that's going to happen. A guy who's going to have the ball in his hands an awful lot. There's going to be an occasional night where he makes mistakes. So I'm not overly concerned about it. Steph's been great taking care of the ball over the last few weeks. So is Draymond, KD. So it's something we'll look for tomorrow, and we'll want to harp on for that game.
What are some of the more subtle things that LeBron brings to the things that might fly under the radar for people watching for you guys?
I don't think there is anything with LeBron that's flying under the radar. Guy's been on the radar for since he was about 15, and we all know who he is. He's a phenomenal basketball player, does everything. So he's one guy who there are no secrets. He's just a great player.